Come back from the break. You're still live on Metro Sports. I'm Michael Kofi Odro. And we're going to be sharing the rest of the time with head coach of the National Under-17 team, the Black Starlets. He doubles as head of coaching education at the Technical Directorate of the Ghana Football Association. Dr. Prosper Narteh Ogum, also a former coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Let me mention that. Good morning, Doc, and thanks for the time.
Good morning, Michael.
Congratulations is in order, at least for qualifying our team for the CAF U17 Africa Cup of Nations.
Thank you.
But how's the experience been like? Is it your first time at the juvenile level?
Yes, this is my first time at that level as a national team coach at the juvenile level. And it was interesting. If you look at the kind of the entry behavior that these players bring in, technically good. They can do so many things that you have no idea of with the ball. I think they learn a lot by observation and by modeling. Okay. So when they come into camp, they come with these attributes. So as a coach, all that you have to do is to make sure that you look at the positives of the attributes that they bring on board and then try to consolidate and improve them. And then those you think that it will not help them and will also not help the team, you try to find a nice way of letting them understand that, hey, maybe you've been doing this at your club level or at your coach level, but then at this level, when you do some of these things, it will go a long way to hurt you and hurt the team in general. So to me, I mean, before before we came on camera, I was telling you that I think it's the best experience in my life. I mean, looking at they are very submissive. They are ready to engage you as a coach as to what they have to do and what they don't have to do. So to me, it was an interesting experience. The whole trip, everything, I'm sure we'll go into it, so I don't want to go there.
Sure. Yeah. We'll come to it. But telling us that it's a very interesting experience, and it looks like you're enjoying yourself there. Now, when you are appointed coach of the U17, there were some commentaries, some good, some in the negative. But before we get into those comments, are you temperamental?
I'm not. I'm straightforward.
You are straightforward?
Yes, I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
And basically, I don't care. I tell you, and we don't become friends again.
Okay.
I don't think that if something needs to be told as it is, you have to, I mean, I don't believe in massaging issues. Okay. This is it. I'll tell you the truth. One typical thing about Ghanaian footballers and some Ghanaian football administrators is that they want to have their way. And the moment you don't give them that opportunity to have their way, when you face them with facts, they try to label you as A or B. So I'm not. I'm straightforward. I'll tell you as it is.
The reason I ask this is that for those that had doubts about your exploits with this U17 team, complained about the fact that you are highly temperamental and you will not be able to handle the juvenile side.
Yeah, let me tell you, before I even go into that, this thing that happened, that people say I'm temperamental, I'm arrogant, I'm this, it was when I left Kotoko. The then group of people who were there felt pained, so they decided to label me. They had series of meetings. I remember some of them, some people who were even engaged that Monkaso Muadie or to say. Some of them engaged me. That Charlie, we've been contracted to label you this way, but we are not going to do it. So those people were pained, and then they decided to just label me. Trimu anasa akamu yabeka say, "Opama abuana wansa ankana na ose ne bom." Nti wo pese oche abuano na wokoe no wansa ankano. So and the mese ne bom, wo besi bom no nti okono oba onya ba bi mbeda. So that was when it started. I was at Wafa and what have you. Nobody heard of those things. But then immediately I resigned at that time. Then they decided to set up that agenda that will label him in this manner. So that is it.
Was this your first after your first stint with Asante Kotoko?
Yeah, my first.
Not your
yes,
first
my
stint
first.
with Asante
That was when
Kotoko.
they did that.
Oh, okay.
And I'm very much aware. But then I don't care, because if the truth is there and I need to tell you the truth, I'll tell you the truth. You want to have your way. You want to do certain things.
Okay, Coach, we'll come back to Asante Kotoko, but let's...
No, don't let us even talk about that. Because of the question you asked. So I'm telling you the genesis of that, where it came from.
Yeah.
And the group of people who did that.
But who are those behind that?
Oh, I don't want to go into it. You are aware of it. Let's talk about the good thing that is happening now. Put that one aside.
Okay,
let's talk about the STARLETS.
Coach, tell us, how's the experience in Cote d'Ivoire? You've given us the general feeling about the team, but the experience in Cote d'Ivoire. You had not too good a start, drawing to Togo, and looking at our recent history with the U17, where we have failed to qualify for the AFCON and the ultimate, the World Cup. After that draw, people had their doubt. How were you able to turn around our fortune so that we finished second behind host nation Cote d'Ivoire?
The experience was great. If you look at how we're able to bounce back, we got in and had to settle in. We went by road. It was tiring. We became fatigued. So we even lost 2 days of training because we had to try to recover from the stress of the journey.
Could we attribute the slow start? I don't want to say poor start, but could we attribute the slow start to our journey by road?
It's one of the factors. And then again, I think the record we had in the first game.
Okay.
So, I mean, for the journey, we became fatigued, and then we had to get some time to recover from the fatigue. And then against Togo, we had a record, and then we had to play with 10 men. One of our best center-backs, Gabriel Denyina, got a record, and then we drew. So when we were going into the Cote d'Ivoire game, there was so much pressure on us to win that game. So we had to now, in terms of our defensive structure, try to see how we organize the team so that we'll be able to get the needed results. I mean, the maximum points. If we are unable to get it, we'll get at least a point. So when we got in there, the fatigue component actually affected us. But then we started training, and then we played against Togo. We got a point. And then against Ivory Coast, I think we started well. But then because we considered early, the first 3 minutes, remember, the fans were there in their numbers. So when we considered that early, it put additional pressure on them. You know, at that level, they are not that experienced, they are not that mature to be able to manage the tension, the anxiety around what they are doing. So it actually affected them. And then again, we played on the high line, and then we were punished tactically. You know, when you play on a high line, anytime you lose the ball, the nearest player to the opponent who has won possession would have to be pressured. But then we failed to do that, and then they turn those into advantage, and then they punish us. They went on transition, defensive transition into offensive transition, and then we were punished. When we considered the early goal, I realized from their body language that they were tense. So I asked them to calm down. But then, because of the pressure around, they couldn't calm down, and they kept repeating the errors.
Okay.
So after the game, we decided to watch the whole video with them, and then we had an open forum where they had to come out with their ideas. So we decided to restructure the team in terms of the way we appear, in terms of our formation, tactical formation. Okay. And then it was able to help from there against Niger, Nigeria, and then Ivory Coast in the final. Okay,
I see. But after the game against Togo, we understand that there were some reactions. There were even reports of you receiving some messages and all of that. Were these things true?
Yes. I can even show them to you. I mean, when we lost against Togo, somebody just came into my inbox and said, "Useless coach Kwasia, even Togo, you couldn't beat them."
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, so many. I mean, they are there. They came in there to insult me.
Were you bothered? How
No,
did you feel?
No, I wasn't.
How did you feel about it?
No, to me, I wasn't. I only told the players, and I showed the message to the players, and I asked one of the players to read the message to, the hearing of everybody there. It was a meeting with the players, technical and the players. So I asked one of the players to read the message to their hearing. Okay. So after that, I told them that we have selected them to come here to come and represent the nation. We are not getting the results, and this is what people are writing to me. So they need to, sit up. And that meeting was very successful. And then mentally, they realized that they needed to do so many things in terms of how they comport themselves off the field and how they comport themselves on the field. So those messages, if you have heard it, they came.
Okay. Now you were appointed in a very short space of time to this tournament. We have seen, we're not making comparison, but we would always reference when there are issues too. But we've seen how some coaches have stayed with this juvenile team for long, even the U20, long period of time, but were unable to attain this remarkable feat of qualifying for the U17 AFCON. How have you done this, right from the selection process up until the final game in the tournament? How have you gone about putting this team together?
Yeah, thanks. I think, first of all, I would like to thank my predecessor and then senior, from Paul Manson. He started this whole project 4 months ago. He did the scouting, and then even started training with the team until I came in 2 months ago. So when I came, basically what I did was to sit back for the first 3 days and watch the team train. So when I sat back, I would go to the training ground, sit back, and then watch them train. I asked my colleague, Nanajiman, head coach of Vision. He's my immediate assistant. And then Jacob Narteh. Yeah, so they trained the team, I watched the team. So I had an overall impression of the team and what needed to be done. So I had a technical meeting with them. And then I told them about my observations and the way I think that we needed to train. So they also bought into it. And then we drew our structure training plan as to how to go about the training. So I introduced my game model and then the principles within the game model, how I want them to play. So we had a meeting with the players too, and then they also agreed. So when I took over, we started playing some friendlies. So when we played those friendlies, we saw some good ones too in there. So we gave them the opportunity to also come and train with us. Those who were able to make the mark, we asked them to stay. Those who couldn't make the grade, we asked them to go. So more or less, it became like the structure where we play friendly games. And then others also recommended some players, and then the doors were open for them to come. Because once you are a Ghanaian and you are below 17 years and you say you can kick the ball, you can pass and receive the ball, you also have the opportunity to be there. So
it means that the core of the team was there, but you also did some scouting.
Yes. Absolutely. Because the technical staff went nationwide to do the scouting. They went to every single region, led by my senior from Paul Manson.
A lot has been, we'll get back on track, but a lot has been said about our U17 teams or the junior national teams scouting, and then temptations of inducement and all of that. Were there any temptations of getting you to compromise over the selection of players?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Nobody tried?
Nobody. The FA, from the president down to the last person there, nobody did that. Nobody tried it. Nobody did that. I mean, in fact, they made me understand that apart from competence, having the track record, if you look at what I did with WAFA, what I've done with schools and colleges, the university in terms of youth development, that one is established. But one of the major problems they have been facing there is issue of integrity. So at the executive council meeting, I think my name came up as far as integrity is concerned. So when the president and the others engaged me, that was one of the main things that they spoke about. That in terms of competence, they don't doubt my capabilities. It's about integrity, and they all voted that when it comes to that, nobody can influence me. So it was made clear to me that...
So nobody at the FA, not the president?
No.
Not the vice, nobody?
They only made recommendations. And as a coach, you need to listen to recommendations. You need to listen to suggestions, remarks. They came to watch our trainings. They came to watch our friendly games. So after that, they engaged me one-on-one, either there or on phone, just to tell me what they have seen and what to them per their experience.
But how about scouts, agents,
no,
club owners?
No.
Nobody made any attempt.
Do you know one interesting thing? The players I coach, I don't know even the clubs they come from.
Okay.
You can ask Sheikh, you can ask a bossman.
Is it because it's you? That's why people are skeptical about coming forth with some of these offers, because maybe they know Dr. Prosper Narteh Ogum is a difficult person.
I'm not a difficult person. I'm just principled. Okay. And in Ghana
here, so maybe you're a principled person.
In Ghana here, when you are principled, they say you are difficult. Yes, what's that? Now say French in India.
But as a coach, do you accept gifts from scouts, agents?
No. I don't go on that tangent.
You don't accept?
Yeah, I only sign good contracts so that I'll be content with what I have.
Okay.
So I only make sure that when I'm going to sign a contract, I sign a good contract. So whatever you want to give to me, I'm not interested in that. I'm only interested in what you are giving to me. If it's a player, he can play. If he can play, I don't have a problem. But for you to come and tell me because of ABC, no. It's not.
You've never done that.
No. It's not part of. Anybody who says I've done that, you come on air and come and say it.
I see. Now, this you said you've spoken about the structures and everything, and the results turned out in Côte d'Ivoire. Is it a testament to the Football Association's efforts of fixing our fundamentals when it comes to the game?
Absolutely. If you look at the KGL, so look at the structure now. Now they play the district course, and then the best in the districts are selected. They form a regional team, and then they come and play the KGL inter-regionals. So when they play this competition, what happens is that those who excel are selected to come and play for the national team, or to come and justify their inclusion for the national team. So we have some of the players who played in the KGL who are in this current team. Like we have Joseph Nabi from Ashanti region, which is who is our captain.
Okay.
We have Osei Benedict, also from Ashanti region.
Okay.
We have Eric Edujemfi, also from Ashanti region. We have Michael Awuli from Greater Accra. And then we have Prince Abdul Miniru, who is also from Greater Accra. Apart from that, to the GFA Elite Academy, we had one player in the team.
From
Boga, in the person of Prince Hassan Apam. He's a winger, very fine player, very learned person. So if you look at it, we have all these players. I've mentioned about 5 or 6 of them. These players are in there. So if you look at it, it tells clearly that that project is trying to, fix what is missing as far as, our developmental, game is concerned. And to me, I am happy about it, because the more such competitions are held, the more opportunities we'll have to see these young boys and then scout them for camping and then get the best out of them. So to me, it's a good project by the FA and the sponsors, whoever the sponsors are. It's a good project, and they shouldn't, end it. It has to continue.
It has to continue.
Yes.
I see. But as a coach, how do you feel to be the one to push Ghana up there to the AFCON once again after missing the last 2-3 editions?
I'm excited. Everybody is also excited. The technical staff, the players. I'm excited because if you look at since 2017, we've not been there. So having the opportunity to be able to achieve this feat, it's a joyous one for me, for the backroom staff, and for everybody. So we are excited that once again Ghana is going to be on the continental stage, and then from there, if we are able to qualify, we go to the global stage. So we are all excited. We are all poised. The motivation is very high. 14 teams are going to meet in Morocco somewhere in April next year, and then 9 teams are going to qualify automatically to the World Cup.
Yeah.
The 10th team will now play a playoff, and then if he's able to win, will also qualify. So more or less about 10 teams are going to represent Africa at the global stage, and we are ever ready to work extra hard to make sure that we'll pick one of these slots to re-announce our presence at the world stage. Okay.
Now, we'll come back to how we prepare for the African Cup. Obviously, I'm sure the ultimate will be to qualify for the FIFA World Under-17 Championship before we even take a look at winning the competition. But let's look at the sort of preparation you had and what you feel must change going into the AFCON. You had a short stint, as mentioned earlier, so you may not have received the best of. But I don't know how you describe the sort of preparations you had.
Yeah, it was a good one, even though short. I started on the 1st of August.
Okay.
And then, interestingly, the competition ended on the 3rd of October, so more or less 2 months. It was a good one because the FA, everybody gave me the support. The president, the general secretary, everybody at the FA, the football people, the executive council, everybody gave their. And there was one thing that happened that I was so happy about. They were all optimistic about my competence in getting the team to qualify. Okay. And that gave me a lot of confidence. Anytime they spoke with me, either in person or on phone, they were so optimistic that we're going to get there. So the resources that I needed to be able to prepare the team, they gave me that. So in terms of what to use to train, I mean, the sort of advice that I needed, the directions, the guidance, they were always there. They were at our training grounds, friendly games, they were there, trying to make sure that we had the needed emotional and social support to be able to get the job done. So to me, in fact,
the preparation was good.
Very good. It was good. Even though it was short and trying to put in place my game model, it was not that easy. But then, as I said, the boys came in with certain attributes that in introducing the game model and the principles within the game model, they were quick in getting it. And that actually made us to be able to achieve what we achieved. Okay. And I kept telling them that they are the best. I told them, let's assume, Michael, just assume that we have 15 under-17 footballers, 15 million under-17 footballers in Ghana. Let's assume that Ghanaian population, we are how many? 32 or 33?
Yeah, we're at 32, 33 million.
So 32. So let's say 5 million of the 32 are under 17 footballers. And out of the 5 million, or even if it's 1 million, we need 23 players, and you have been selected to wear the colors of the nation.
That's big.
That's big. So that was one thing I kept drumming into their minds.
Okay. Now, talking about the preparation, what did it mean for you and the entire team to journey to Cote d'Ivoire by road? When you know that, I mean, for all the other national teams, they would have, even if it was anywhere around, they will fly to the venue. What did it because, and I asked that because it became talk of town.
Yeah.
The reaction on traditional and social media, what did it mean to you and the team?
A lot. And before I come to the question, an incident happened. Myself, Sheikh, and then the welfare officer.
Okay.
We were doing food inspection, and we met some people, Togolese, the Togolese technical team. And we were talking, and they were telling us they came by air. And then they asked us whether we also came by air and when did we come. And then the welfare officer was quick to jump in. Yes, we also came by air. When he said that, he came to look at my face, and I smiled. So when we move away, he said, Coach, you know what? I have to say this because Charlie, else we will embarrass ourselves. Yeah. The journey, as far as the expedition is concerned, I think going by road, I mean, wasn't the best option because you spend about 15 hours to get there. But then the FA said they didn't have that much resources to be able to do that. It was the responsibility of the ministry, and the ministry was not forthcoming. So we had to go by road. So we also accepted it, and then we went by road from here to Elubo. We did our check-ins there, got to Abidjan. It was late in the night, so we had to spend the night in Abidjan, in a hotel in Abidjan. Then early in the morning, Wafu gave us an official bus, so we had to park our bus in Abidjan at the Ghana High Commission, and then we continued to Yamoussoukro. It was tiring. Michael, I have to be sincere, it was tiring. So when we got there, we were all tired, we were all fatigued. So it took about 3 days of our days. Even though we went there early to be able to prepare. We got there on Tuesday. So the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, ideally we were supposed to rest because of the nature of the journey. But then we explained to the boys that if we are to rest, we are playing on Saturday, it will affect us. So they had to manage their body language to be able to train.
Coach,
so even though they were tired, we were putting more stress on them because we had to train on Wednesday, train on Thursday, and train on Friday.
If you would have to advise, I mean, in future preparations for a similar tournament, what would be your word? If you have to put a word across,
we need to go by air.
Okay.
We need to go by air because if you look at the physiological component, the physiological implications of traveling 15 hours plus, ask any medical doctor, he will tell you a lot. It's not good. So to me, going forward, no matter how nearby the host country is, we need to go by air. But going by air to Abidjan is about 40 minutes. So that would have, and then maybe we'll get to Abidjan and then to Yamoussoukro, that one 3 hours, 4 hours. That one is understandable. But to travel, even when we're coming, we set off 4 a.m., 5:14 a.m. in Yamoussoukro. Do you know when we got to Accra? 4 a.m. So we spent 24 hours on the road. 24 hours. After playing the game, when we retired to bed, it was almost 11 p.m., 12 p.m. And then we were even supposed to move 2 a.m. because they were saying that there was going to be a demonstration, roadblock, and what have you. But then later the chairman came to inform us that that thing has been postponed. So we had to leave around 5 a.m. 5:14 a.m. And we got to, Ghana, 4 a.m.
Okay. Now we are going to be preparing for the U17 AFCON. What must change with this team on and off the field? Preparation, management, technical, sporting from. What must change with this team if we're to excel at the AFCON?
I think first, we need to augment the team. We need to look at the departments within the team that needs augmentation. So we need to do some strategic scouting to be able to augment the team. Okay. So once that is done, then we know that as far as the playing body is concerned, is there. Okay. Two, I think the ministry would have to come on board. I mean, even though we are under 17, they need to come on board. This is the bedrock of the national team A. Yeah. If you look at from 1989, 91, the exploits. Neo Datilamte and Co. played the under 17 and became global heroes out of this. So to me, I mean, moving forward, I don't know, I'm not into football administration. I was only told that this is what actually happened. That was why we went by road. Okay. By going forward, I will plead with the ministry to have some mercy on us, to have some compassion for us, and then come on board and then help. I'm sure if they do that, then we can have a transitional process so that from under 17, those who excel will go to the under 20, and then from the under 20, then
Black Stars or U23.
That is it. Because if you look at the 2009 group, they are UNCO. They became the bedrock of our Black Stars. Yeah. And now they are all...
Even if you go back to 2001, the
Michaelesians, when we lost to Argentina in the final. Exactly.
They became, I mean, a core of that team.
Transitioned.
Into the Black Stars and qualified us for our first
World Cup. Exactly. So my humble plea is that the ministry...
And most of those guys also played in the under 17.
Absolutely.
The Asian squad, Razak, Ibrahim, and all those guys were players from the 1999 U17 who transitioned to U20 in 2001.
Good.
And then the 2009 team is also the 2007 U17.
Perfect. Exactly. You've just said it all. So that is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. So you know what I did? This under 17. I have some of the under 15 players in my team. Wow. I have 2 of them. Wow. The one in 9 jersey, Gavi. Okay. He scored 3 goals. He was a top goal scorer in the tournament. And then Hakim. The idea is to make sure that those who are in the U15, those who are able to make the grade, we bring them on board to the 17. And then the 17, those who are able to also do well, I'm sure the U20, technical staff will also ask for recommendations, and then we send them there. Once we have that chain of transition, I'm not sure our national team A will suffer. It will not suffer because definitely there will be progress.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now talking about the U20 of 2009, the man whose sports cake delivered to Africa and Ghana our first and only FIFA Under 20 World Cup, Emmanuel Ajimambedu, has sent us a message. He says, "Brilliant coach. very principled, knowledgeable, and knows how to work with young talent. His history at Wafa shows. Okay, Manuel Admambedu is
Thank you.
Currently is a management committee member of the Black Galaxies, the Black Stars, or what we refer to as the local Black Stars. Now, Coach, looking at Ghana's history and pedigree in the under-17 setup, where we are 2 times champions, 2 times runners-up, and then 1 time bronze medalist. Does it put pressure on you?
No.
It doesn't put pressure on you.
But
so what does it do? Does it motivate you?
It serves as a motivation for me. And if you ask the boys, I've told them that the records are there. I even told them that we even qualifying for the AFCON, to me, I mean, it doesn't equal those who have won the World Cup or have won silver and what have you.
Yeah.
But then they also have the advantage. They have the platform to be able to equal that one. So it's a motivation to me. It's a motivation to the technical staff. It's a motivation to all the players. Okay.
Coach, what targets have you set for yourself going into the AFCON?
To win it.
To win the AFCON?
Yeah. Actually, my dream was to win this WAFU, but then it didn't come to pass. The technical staff, the players, that was our dream. We were always having meetings to win the cup, but then we couldn't win. So after that, we all decided that, okay, we've not been able to win it here. Fortunately, in April next year, there will be another platform. So we should go there and win. To qualify and then to win.
We wish you well, Coach. Your final words as we wrap up the conversation.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Ghana Football Association, led by the president, Ket Okreku, the Executive Council. I want to thank them for the opportunity, the confidence that they have reposed in me, especially telling me that my capability as a youth coach, I mean, it's already established. And then as far as my integrity too is concerned, it's also established. And then to my backroom staff, Jacob Narteh, Nana Jiman, the goalkeepers coach, Okra, all of them, the medical staff, and then the players, those who made it happen. Sure. I always told them that we can only talk at training, but then in the match, they decide our fate. Yeah. I mean, the bond, the mutual respect and admiration for each other actually made us to achieve what we achieved. So I want to say a big congratulations to all of them and a big thank you. And then to all Ghanaians. You know one thing that happened? No. Almost every month that followed this team said that we're going to qualify. Sure. And I want to tell Ghanaians that optimism made us to qualify to the AFCON. And we want to say we are grateful for their support. The commentaries around the team were very positive that this team will qualify. That has been a long time. Unfortunately, God heard our prayers and we have qualified.